new highs.
Yeah, and NVIDIA also with another stellar earnings report that was not read through maybe as optimistically by the market. But again, I think just because there's so much scrutiny on NVIDIA right now, it's like they could post even better growth beyond even what the street's expecting. And still, for some reason, we're quick to point out the criticisms. But still, the name that you mentioned has actually held on relatively stable. So, Rick, as we do assess this chart here, as Tim pointed out, I mean, we've established a pretty nice base now at these current levels.
Yeah, about 170 to 195 roughly. That's where most of the price activity has taken place. You can see here's our November spike to the upside that quickly dissipated. But yeah, I mean, low volatility often can be the precursor to high volatility as the kind of lines in the sand become increasingly entrenched. You know, the positions get more and more established here. So if you do eventually start to get price tipping above one of these important points, it can trigger the cascade of orders that results in a breakout type of price activity here. So you could draw the sideways horizontal lines. Another way of thinking about it would be drawing our symmetrical triangle type shape, our two white trend lines converging toward each other in an increasingly narrowing range. So again, kind of there's two different sets of boundaries. The triangular boundaries would be a bit closer, perhaps around 174 to about 185 or so, 175, 185 around that point. So when we were to look at our next set of studies here, even more clustering together to an even greater extent than our last chart here. Everything kind of converging for our shorter term. Moving averages near about 183, 184. So we also have our yearly 251 at about 168, our orange line there. RSI exhibiting a matching triangular shape here, a hair below the 50 midline, though, suggesting more of a bearish outlook here. When we do look at our volume profile study, our thick red line here, our point of control, 182 roughly, is in our most important volume node here. 175 to 190 is really where we match up with our range-bound activity. You often find heavy trading volumes lining up with these range areas here to help identify the important areas of price activity here. So if we were to start to move downward, another small pocket of volume comes in, 155 to 160. Things really start to thin out above 190, as I said.
Okay, yeah, and a name that's modestly lower today. We're down about 0.7%. We also do have GTC next week to look forward to as a...
On Monday, when Jensen Huang takes the stage in a crowded hockey arena to begin NVIDIA's annual developer conference, he will probably unveil partnerships and technologies designed to keep the AI chip maker ahead of an increasing number of rivals. CEO Huang's favorite event to showcase NVIDIA's AI advancements in chips, data centers, its chip programming software, CUDA, digital assistants known as AI agents, and physical AI such as robots, is NVIDIA GTC, a conference that takes over the center of Silicon Valley for nearly a week. The four-day event is even more important this year, since investors will want proof that NVIDIA's plan of reinvesting its revenues in the AI ecosystem is working. Using the designations for NVIDIA's current and upcoming chip generations, eMarketer analyst Jacob Bourne stated, "I expect NVIDIA to present a full-stack roadmap update from Rubin to Feynman, while emphasizing inference, agentic AI, networking, and AI factory infrastructure." Governments and businesses all around the world have invested hundreds of billions of dollars in data centers using NVIDIA's processors. But the company is up against competition from other chip makers, and even from some of its clients who are creating their own chips. According to analysts who spoke with Reuters, the market for AI chips as a whole is expected to continue expanding, but NVIDIA's market share is expected to slightly decline as the industry quickly shifts to one in which AI agents scuttle amongst computer programs performing duties on behalf of people. This is a change from training, when AI laboratories combine multiple NVIDIA processors into a single computer to process massive volumes of data in order to refine their AI models. It is anticipated that these agents will proliferate to such an extent that humans requesting them to perform tasks will even require a new layer of AI middle managers, whom technologists refer to as a orchestration layer, to sit between human users and their fleets of agents. Analysts claim that in some respects, this is advantageous for NVIDIA, since it shows that AI is becoming more practical. However, similar tasks, generally referred to as inference in the AI industry, may also be performed on other types of chips, including those that major NVIDIA clients like OpenAI and Meta, which recently announced plans to release new AI chips every 6 months, can manufacture for themselves. According to Kinangai Chan, managing director at Summit Insights Group, Nvidia will undoubtedly face greater competition than it did a year ago. In both the training and inference industries, Nvidia continues to hold about 90% of the market. Once in-house ASIC programs gain some scale, especially in the inference market, we think Nvidia will start to see share loss starting in 2027, he stated. He was referring to application-specific integrated circuits, which are chips designed for a single function or custom workload and offer higher efficiency than general-purpose graphics processing units. Nvidia is strengthening its defenses. Grok, a semiconductor business that specializes in quick and affordable inference computing tasks, was acquired by the company in December for $17 billion. During the company's earnings call last month, Huang discussed Grok and stated that the business would demonstrate at GTC how Nvidia can integrate Grok's ultra-fast AI technology into their current CUDA platform. Third Bridge analyst William McGonigal stated that his company anticipates Nvidia launching a new line of servers that will integrate Grok's CPUs with Nvidia's networking technologies to produce a quick and affordable offering. The Central Processor Unit, or CPU, which has long been supported by Intel and advanced microdevices, is another type of semiconductor that presents Nvidia with a growing competitive challenge. Although Nvidia's graphics processor units, GPUs, have taken precedence over those chips in recent years, McGonigal stated that they are back in focus and anticipates Nvidia showcasing servers that solely use its CPUs, which Huang highlighted during a recent earnings call. According to McGonigal, the bottleneck is now at the agent orchestration level, which is handled by the CPUs due to the growth of agentic AI. Additionally, analysts anticipate that Nvidia will provide more details about its $2 billion investments in Lumentum and Coherent, two companies that produce lasers for transmitting data between chips in the form of light beams. Although they are not yet produced in large enough quantities to match the amount of processors Nvidia sells annually, the use of those lasers in what are known as co-packaged optics could help speed up the connections among Nvidia's chips within massive data centers. According to eMarketers Born, Nvidia will probably present co-packaged optics as essential to connecting massive AI clusters more effectively, but the challenge is making it affordable enough to deploy at scale. Nvidia shares have increased 977% since OpenAI's commercial release of ChatGPT on November 30, 2022. Nvidia became the most valuable corporation in the world when its market capitalization surged to well over $4 trillion. Even though Nvidia has made historic gains during the AI revolution, astute investors recognize that the company's surge is only getting started. Let's examine some of Nvidia's key future catalysts, as well as the forces driving the company's current direction. After that, I'll evaluate the company's valuation profile and argue that Nvidia is currently an obvious stock to purchase. How is Nvidia expanding so quickly? Nvidia's sales increased by 65% year over year to $216 billion for the fiscal year 2026, which concluded in late January. The company's data center operations were its main source of revenue. Over the past few years, AI hyperscalers like Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, and Meta platforms have spent previously unheard-of amounts on infrastructure. Furthermore, Big Tech is expected to spend more than $600 billion on capital expenditures in 2026, indicating an acceleration of these investments. Nvidia has established itself as a key architect in the training and inferencing of next-generation AI models thanks to its Blackwell graphics processing units, GPUs, and CUDA software ecosystem, which are now commonplace in data centers. Having said that, a lot of these major IT companies are also considering creating their own unique silicon designs. Although that might seem like a challenge for Nvidia's chip empire at first, the business is strategically positioned to expand far beyond the realm of data centers. What prospects does Nvidia have going forward? Due to its thriving data center semiconductor business, Nvidia has significant pricing power over its rivals. Consequently, the business has established a long-lasting profitability profile. As a result, Nvidia has been carefully allocating its cash flow to a number of fresh expansion prospects. Nvidia invested $5 billion in Intel around the end of 2025. Nvidia strengthens its connections to the consumer electronics business by gaining access to the AI PC market with this agreement. Palantir Technologies, a data analytics expert, and Nvidia collaborated in October. To assist operationalize enterprise AI workflows, Palantir will incorporate Nvidia's AI models into its artificial intelligence platform, AIP. Nvidia also unveiled the Arc Aerial RAN computer in October, along with a $1 billion investment in Nokia. Nvidia made a $2 billion investment in the neo-cloud startup CoreWeave back in January. Nvidia has always backed CoreWeave, and this latest deal demonstrates the company's dedication to continuous AI infrastructure developments. Nvidia most recently made a $2 billion investment in Lumentum, a manufacturer of advanced optics and laser components. Above all, the partnerships described here have one thing in common. Nvidia is attempting to expand its tech stack into new end markets and beyond data centers. Nvidia is expanding its company into more edge applications across multiple industry areas, from consumer electronics to real-time data analytics and telecommunications. Going one step further, these collaborations should enable Nvidia to take the lead in next-generation services like robotics, autonomous systems, physical AI, and agentic AI as they enter the market over the next 10 years. Is it currently wise to purchase Nvidia stock? Based on price-to-earnings, PE, and forward PE multiples, Nvidia is trading close to its lowest levels in the AI revolution, according to the trends below. These trends, in my opinion, may indicate that the market is beginning to value Nvidia more as a mature company rather than one that is poised for rapid expansion. Furthermore, the forward PE discount compared to previous times may indicate that some investors are skeptical about big tech's capacity to maintain record infrastructure spending and Nvidia's capacity to capture it. When you take a broader view, Nvidia's most recent earnings report once again showed enormous increase in both revenue and profitability. Better yet, management added strong future guidance to this. These factors make Nvidia seem like a fantastic buy-and-hold opportunity because the company's growth profile has not yet been impacted by many AI-driven tailwinds. Although investors may experience short-term volatility as they process the larger macro forces affecting Nvidia, the firm is still well-positioned to flourish during the AI infrastructure age. I believe that Nvidia's stock has become too inexpensive to ignore, and astute investors ought to be capitalizing on the company's current appealing price point. Have you ever watched a film or read a book where the conclusion was better than the beginning? I believe Nvidia will have a similar storyline this year. The GPU stock hasn't done well so far in 2026. Geopolitical uncertainty and worries about AI infrastructure spending are two of the reasons for Nvidia's poor performance. By December, though, I believe investors will have more to celebrate. I'll even take a chance and say that by the end of 2026, Nvidia's stock will have increased by 40%. The impending Rubin comeback. Why do I have such high hopes for Nvidia's future over the next 9 months or so? One important factor is the company's impending release of its Rubin GPU platform. Rubin will be considerably more potent than Nvidia's Blackwell chips, which are already amazing. In comparison to Blackwell, the platform will provide up to 10x reduced inference token costs and use 4 times fewer GPUs to train mixture of experts' AI models. Adoption of agentic AI, in my opinion, will allay most worries regarding the return on AI investments. Rubin was created from the ground up to speed up agentic AI. I have a feeling that many businesses will need chips based on the architecture. Samples of Nvidia's initial Vera Rubin chips, which combine Vera CPUs with Rubin GPUs, have already been shipped. Production shipments are scheduled to start in the second half of 2026. Read what a number of prominent AI gurus have to say about the platform if you don't believe how much people are looking forward to Rubin. Among those who have voiced excitement include OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, Anthropic co-founder and CEO Dario Amodei, and a number of Magnificent Seven leaders, including Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai. However, Elon Musk's statement that Rubin will be a rocket engine for AI was maybe the best compliment. Musk continued, "If you want to train and deploy frontier models at scale, this is the infrastructure you use, and Rubin will remind the world that Nvidia is the gold standard." Sovereign assistance. I anticipate a great performance from Nvidia by year's end for more reasons than just Rubin. Additionally, the chipmaker's independent AI division ought to be very supportive. Instead than depending on foreign or third-party technology, sovereign AI uses a country's own data, infrastructure, and other resources to create and manage AI systems. It makes sense that nations would seek this capability given the level of unpredictability in the world today. Nvidia's sovereign AI sales more than tripled to over $30 billion in fiscal year 2026. The main forces behind its expansion were Singapore, the Netherlands, Canada, France, and the United Kingdom. Recently, Nvidia and Palantir Technologies announced a significant collaboration related to autonomous AI. The two tech firms will provide a turnkey AI data center solution that integrates Palantir's software with Nvidia's Blackwell GPUs. I made my prediction without consulting Wall Street. Nvidia should become even more dominant in the independent AI hardware market as a result of this initiative. Wall Street agrees. That many analysts share my optimism about Nvidia, meanwhile, did not surprise me. S&P Global polled 58 analysts this month, and all but 2 of them rated Nvidia as a buy or strong buy. Nvidia's consensus 12-month price target indicates a possible increase of over 45%. Bernstein and Cantor Fitzgerald are 2 Wall Street businesses with even higher standards. Could Wall Street analysts and I be mistaken about Nvidia? Yes. It's possible that the war with Iran may eventually cause a stock market meltdown, lowering Nvidia's shares along with the rest of the market. But I'm not that gloomy. Despite its difficult beginning, Nvidia's chances of making remarkable increases this year appear to be very good. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
Nvidia here. Also, I think you have to believe in Nvidia for the overall market's performance. It's such a huge component of not only AI, but just frankly, the overall economy right now. And so Nvidia, while has pulled back, I mean, it's always an area for opportunity when you have a name that is so powerful like Nvidia.
Yeah, and speaking of visionaries, I mean, it's kind of my theme today, but Jensen Huang, another just very unique thinker that's driven this company over the last couple of years. Now, couple reasons I bring it back. I mean, you look at, and I'm really looking forward to Rick's breakdown here because, like, in my opinion, we had that massive run up over the last couple of years. Obviously, probably the best performing stock in the entire stock market. But then you go back to about August, September, and we've just been stuck in this range. Basically, I mean, we had that little spike in November, came right back into the zone, and it's just built this massive 8-month base here. And one of the reasons I brought Palantir and Nvidia today was because of that partnership they mentioned yesterday of building their own full stack AI operating system, particularly for government and military applications, which I'm sure has a lot to do with what Anthropic did a couple weeks ago. But I think, now we'll see, I'm really waiting for this stock to break out of that range in like 195, et cetera. But after 8 months, this stock just seemed like it's got to break one way or the other. It's just consolidated for far too long. And in my opinion, that Nvidia and Palantir news could be the catalyst to finally push it back to new